Welcome back. Power Forward is all about giving you the tools you need to reach higher ground on your quest for the elusive balance we are always seeking. Take a look. Dynamic duo Terry Williams and Madeline McCray are on a crusade to combat depression, obesity, poverty, and domestic violence. Through their work at the New Legacy Leaders Project, they're motivating our audience to power forward in mind, body, and spirit, and in the process offering real solutions to life-threatening challenges.
We started the New Legacy Leaders Project because there was a need to uplift and encourage and inspire those around us. You can look at newspapers, you can look in and out of our neighborhoods and see that all is not well. There are too many of us who are unhealthy. There are too many of us who have mental and emotional issues that really do keep us from being all that we are called to do. And so, you know, the phrase, when you see something, say something, do something. And so this was Madeline's and my vision to not just sit back and see what's going on, but to really provide people with an anchor.
What we set out to do is to have people begin to think about creating the new life that they would like to live and the legacy that we need to pass on to our children today. There are so many things from our past that have held us back, so many ways that we need to simply get rid of because they haven't served us and they will never serve our children. So we want to inspire people and understand the value that we possess and how we can influence change in our families and in our communities and, quite frankly, in the world.
The way that we talk to people, communicate with people is, I think the most important thing is to let them know that they're not alone. Because so many times we sit in isolation, like you couldn't have told me when I was not able to get up out of the bed that everybody wasn't like that. I was sad a lot, I was unhappy, but it was not until maybe 7, 8 years ago that I really knew that something was wrong. I didn't have a name for it, even though I am, you know, a licensed clinical social worker and was trained in this, but I didn't recognize those signs in myself. And what it looked like was I never wanted to get out of the bed. I hated to see daylight come. And what I knew was daylight meant having to put on this mask and pretend that I was fine when in fact I was dying on the inside. It took every ounce of energy that I had to get up, to shower, to dress, and then put that mask on.
She truly stepped out of her comfort zone to share that reality with the world. And it was so very necessary because no one had ever truly spoken about depression openly in the African American community and the Black experience and what that means.
What we have to do is help people to recognize what the signs are. Because I didn't. I mean, I was supposed to know, and I did know on some level, but not when it came to me. So what helps is each one of us sharing our stories with one another so that you understand in no uncertain terms that everybody's going through the fire. What is the phrase? There's nowhere to go but up. So many of us are suffering so that to provide this platform for people to share their stories with one another, to get information that they might not have known to how or where to look up. And because of our voices and our spirit, I think people are drawn to us and what we're doing. And so we know that we're transforming lives.
And now, a heart-to-heart with our favorite girlfriend.
I started doing speaking engagements and talking about my journey with joy and the relationship that I have with finding that in my life and what that really means and how to hold on to that and cultivate that and find that even when life is coming smack dab at your face like a speeding train and is not always the way you want it to be. How to sort of hold a larger container and space for myself that makes room for bad days and good days, that makes room for things going the way I want them to and not the way I want them to. And trusting that, even when it's going the way I don't want it to, that it's still going in the direction that I want it to be going, or that it should be going, I should say.
Up next, a peek into the possible with Lux Life. Stay with us.
Women of Power is sponsored in part by State Farm. Find an agent. Get a quote at statefarm.com.